To do after this.
Morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, and we're going to go until our technology drops. Anyway, thanks for being here, and we are a little late because I'm having technical issues. It must be a Monday.
And I was running late.
Yeah, well, next
It
time
was working fine till I got here, is what you said.
It was. The moment you sat down, it went, boop,
Boom.
gone. Don't need you anymore. The problem is this laptop doesn't have many USB ports. And so it has the newer stuff, and that's just, not everything's set up for that.
The minis, the mini USB and all that stuff.
Yeah, so let's see, quickly get through some great stuff. Well, first I heard this morning, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, that FHA decided to get rid of, if there was an issue with your loan. What are you doing?
Okay.
What were you doing?
That was a high five.
Oh.
They got rid of something.
Well, the issue is if you get denied by a lender, they put you into this bad issue situation, and it's much harder for the next person who knows what they're doing to fix it and move forward, because they threw you in this program, which the underwriter's saying you were denied, and yada yada. They've kind of got away from that. They don't have to do that anymore. So that's a positive thing. So if somebody messes up, you can go to the next place and get it done. Right. I just closed one in 9 days for a conventional, not because they added a layer on top of it that we didn't need.
An overlay. Yeah.
Correct. Well, it was just stupidity, but that's beside the point. I'm glad they're out there, because that way I got a loan out of it. Second thing, they're looking at getting rid of the minimum down payment for FHA. It's not fully in the works yet. It's going to take an act of Congress. This would be the one Congress who could get it done, because they want to spend a ton of money anyway. So that would get rid of because USDA is 100% financing, VA is 100% financing.
So they're saying FHA might be so also.
Yeah, instead of using DPAs, down payment assistance. So that's something that would go forward. Mm-hmm. Second thing is the conforming loan limit should go up 3 to 3.5% this year. Conforming loan limit right now is 726,500 or 250. I don't remember. It's moot, but that should go up above 750,000, and we know that by December.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would help out.
There was also talk in the hallways 2 years ago, and still this year. But I want to say something about FHA.
I don't want to say. I want to finish what I'm saying.
You finish.
Everybody was thinking that conventional would go down because they were thinking the values of homes have been going down. Not the case. That's all I wanted to finish. True. Now do your statement at FHA.
Well, they were talking about getting rid of the by county loan limits completely. You either qualified for the loan or you didn't.
Yeah, but they should do the same thing VA, which is off of the conforming loan limit.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because they look at the income for area under FHA is a totally VA. You sign online to protect our country. That's why you don't have a down payment. I just don't know if they're really going to get rid of the 3.5% FHA. To get down to 1%, make sure somebody has skin in the game. USDA is in rural area where people, don't have a lot of money, and it helps out.
Right.
So anyway, so that's some good news.
That sounds like positive stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
Negative. So there's a lot of articles today. It was talking about and I've seen over the weekend on this idiot's TikTok, as mortgage rates rising, pushing buyers to the brink, sellers are starting to cut prices. Yeah, that was their statement, right? In some markets, more than 50% of active listings have had price cuts. So then they go, according to the brokerage, 6.5% of U.S. homes for sale have posted a price cut during the 4 weeks ending September 24th, up from 5.8% the month prior. First of all, the main statement of the whole article was
50%.
Price, yes, but pricing is the absolute number one most important thing when you put a house on the market. Price it properly. I'm going to throw on the screen the areas that are the 50%. Waxahachie, Washington State, Idaho Falls, right? Yeah. Carson City, Nevada, Austin, Round Rock, San Marcos, Texas.
And Waco.
Yeah. So those are places where people don't want to live.
Right.
I mean, Idaho Falls, Idaho, that was because the values are so over, and a lot of Airbnbs, those are the one places that the Airbnb is going to be an issue.
Where the hell is Wenatchee and East Wenatchee?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just copied and pasted them. I messed it up.
Nice Indian names. Yeah. But where is that?
That's up in Washington.
Yeah, I realize that. Yeah. Well, is that close to anywhere where your son lives?
I don't know. Yeah. You would act like I don't know Washington State.
Not yet.
I'm trying to stay away from it.
You love your son, but you don't want to go there.
Yeah. He'll never sell the house they have because it's by the lake
Well,
up there. All right, so go ahead.
now the pricing is always most.
You got to price it
important.
right from the beginning.
If you start off too high, you do have to come down.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So know what you price it the way it's price it a little bit under market, so people bid it up.
Yep.
Because they think, what a deal.
Yeah, I got to have this.
So they're wondering. Question out there is, why is mortgage rates surging? I don't know if they're surging, if we're 1% higher than we were a year ago at this time. Jobless claims are the big reason that we've seen since Friday, the mortgage rates go up.
Okay.
Because the numbers came in positive, which, existing continuing claims was higher, and new claims were higher.
Okay.
So that was, people aren't laying off. We need, in order to get change done and the Fed not to raise rates and to pivot, we need to see that continuing claims or the jobless claims get above 323,000. They were 204,000 this last report.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just the big thing. To see these rates go down, see everything change. That's what we're going to have. They're going to have to go 116,000 more.
Okay. Yeah.
Then,
so, I mean, we really need to see a recession, right?
Well, and that's December, January.
Yeah.
Right. And that's basically that. I mean, and the other thing is, I know I talked a lot in the beginning about the FHA, which is positive. A lot of people can't afford today because their debt to income ratio, young couple or whatever. So they're doing more of what they used to do, which is, hey, mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, can you come on the loan with me? And non-occupying co-borrowers to help them qualify, because they know that they're never going to see these prices again.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Never this low.
Well,
that's what you mean by these prices.
Well, I mean, not at these prices again, because these aren't low compared to what they were 4 years ago.
They're going to be higher.
Right. It's all relative, and not a relative, but relative. Right.
Okay.
The other thing I want to restate, because it didn't get cut up very well.
Okay.
Everybody loves a hack, right? So the other day I was watching something, and a young woman, so I don't get in trouble, was talking about how someone asked this mortgage lady about a hack for paying the loan off faster. I know we talked about this before. And she says, yes, if you get on a bi-monthly, every 2-week program and sign up for that, you can get your mortgage cut down to about 5 to 7 years, depending on the situation.
Right.
Which sounds really good, but the problem is you have to sign up for those programs, and a lot of those programs hold your money. They don't pay it right away, so they hold on to your money, make interest on it, and then make that payment. What happens is, on those programs, you make a half a payment every 6 months extra. So once you get on those, it's very hard to get off of them. And what if you lose your job?
Yeah.
You're stuck making that payment.
Right.
The other way to do it is, and I talked about it before, is just if you have a $2,000 a month payment, take a 1/12 of that. So 1/12 of your payment, whatever it is, and add that extra every month. So on a $2,000 mortgage, that's $166. You add that every month where it says principal, additional principal. They'll take that. And then the month that you lost your job or whatever, you just don't do it till you can do it again. And that will do this exact same thing, but you have control over it instead of being stuck in it.
Right.
So I hope I explained it better this time.
You did.
Okay.
I was fairly clear on it Friday too.
But I think it was Thursday. I think it was earlier than that.
Oh, I thought it was Friday.
No, we didn't talk about much on Friday, because somebody said you guys are getting the views and whatever these videos need. It was very rude. So I told them thank you, so they deleted the comment. So
what?
Well, they were saying that we don't get a lot of views. Well, not necessarily on YouTube. Our fans aren't on YouTube. They're here. They're on the radio. They're elsewhere. This is just additional to what we do to get the word out for a few people. What I mean by that, it's important for us to get it to you, so you understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We don't. It's not about having 100,000 following over the United States, because our clients aren't the United States. They're here locally.
Right. So somebody said you're not getting the views.
They're saying you're getting the views that these videos, the quality of these videos are, meaning that lack of reviews because our videos were horrible. I'm like, that was just rude.
Yeah. You know what? They don't have a job and they're lonely, and
they're just not.
and they have
no significant other, or maybe they have a couple of them.
they have the safety of a computer screen to say stupid shit like that.
I used to call it text balls.
Yeah.
Because I had you remember him, he's no longer here. He wouldn't say anything to your face, but the moment he left the office, he would text it to you.
Text balls.
Yeah, text balls, because they can't say it to your face, but they can text it to you afterwards or some other time. Well, if you can say it that way, say it to my face so we can actually have a conversation.
Well, a little bit of news on some new tenant protection laws that the governor signed, of course.
Anti landlord, anti small business.
Exactly. So under the 2019 law, landlords can evict tenants for at fault or no fault reasons. At fault would be they're not paying their rent. I think you can still do that if they don't pay the rent. I think you're still able to do that. But at no fault reasons, that's if you say, you know what, I'm going to move in, or a family member is going to move in. Well, now you have to give the tenant before they
keep going,
before they leave, the name of the family member or the names of the family members that are moving in and when they're supposed to move in. And if you fail to do that, and then you turn around and let's say the family member changes their mind, says, no, we got a new job in Texas, and you put the rental property back on the market and you raise the rent, the tenant finds out, he can sue you, or he can come back to you and say, I get it at the same price I was before, and you have to rent to me, period. And you're going to pay him a lot of money to do so. So there's a penalty for that. The other is if you want to move them out because you're going to do major renovations on your property that you own because you're a homeowner, you have to give them a copy of the signed contract with the contractor that's going to do the repairs and do the improvements, and a copy of what they're going to do and why you have to be moved out. And if that doesn't happen, again, penalties.
What about selling the place?
Isn't that crazy? I think you're still protected under selling the place.
Because here's what's going to happen. People are going to be selling their fucking places.
Well, the unforeseen consequences of this stupid law. And I guess there's a landlords group that fought crazily against this. But of course,
is that a new word? Because
crazily, I made it up today. The law, which was authored by Democratic state senator, of course. Yeah. They say it's a victory for all Californians. No, it's not. It's a victory for few.
No, it's a victory for people who don't pay their rent.
Exactly.
For people who like to have handouts for the government and vote only for the current government so they can keep getting the handouts. That's what this is all about.
Oh, and this came up, this new law. It says, but the new law will ensure landlords throughout the state can no longer abuse the system. There was one landlord in Santa Clara County that evicted tenants and then citing needing to move in relatives, and then didn't do it, and then turned it back on the market. And
one landlord. Oh my goodness.
That's
a rash of landlords.
Yeah, we need a new.
But they can't do anything about these people who are stealing $950 and having hundreds of them come into a store at the same time.
No.
That's because that's not a problem.
That's because that's just a nuisance.
Right. Maybe if it was only one.
That's what we could call Newsom.
I already been calling him nuisance.
Have you?
Yes,
Newsoms?
I've been doing that since February.
Oh, I call him Satan.
Yeah, well,
because I think he really probably is.
What did you think of that TikTok I sent you where there was he's going to put whatever her name is, the current president as vice president. Oh, I guess she is president. Vice president as the senator for Feinstein, and then he's going to get put for vice president, and then what's his name's going to not run, and now he's going to be president.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But he already picked his.
We have a comment.
Equity partner,
Mike McClanahan. He says, "You guys get the same amount of views because of the content of your show."
I don't see that.
No, he says this.
The landlord thing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just going to cause BlackRock, big companies to do it, and they're going to be sued. And guess what? They're going to win because they're going to
get a hell of a lot more money than
they'll
else.
keep it going for a long time.
Yep.
Or I bet you they're going to be a contract that they have these people sign that says during the process, if this is what's going to happen, you agree not to sue.
Yeah.
We agree to pay you $3,000 to move out, and you'll be happy with it.
What I read this morning is that he was going to appoint Oprah Winfrey
No, they already appointed somebody
Oh, but then why did they write that article this morning?
because it was probably
'Cause they're
written. It was
stupid.
probably AI written, and they just
Oh.
reviewed it and put it. You
Boom.
got to start looking at these articles
at
you
the
see on
dates.
House and anywhere, and it'll say this was written by AI and then reviewed by our news staff.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
I'm just saying, look at the bottom. It's like
Okay,
in the
I
very bottom of this stuff. Now I saw a couple on Housing Wire. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You got to be kidding me.
you're crazy.
Man, I worked all weekend. How about you?
I did too. Well, not Sunday. I didn't work Sunday, but I worked a good solid 7 hours on Saturday.
I worked all day Saturday into the evening, and then Sunday I watched the Broncos, thank God, pull it out finally. and then after that I was on a webinar and for 3 hours, and then I did some more additional stuff for this sales stuff I'm doing.
I didn't see the Broncos game. Who was at the helm? Wilson?
Wilson was at the helm,
you
but they were down 23-3 halftime or something like
really?
that. Yeah.
And they brought it back to win. What did they win by?
I don't remember.
3.
Yeah, a couple, but yes, I think it was 3. Hey, if it's 1, you still win.
Yeah.
The issue is really, it's like, all right, finally, the question really is going to be, how's it going to be going forward? So,
did it go to overtime?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, are they going to be able to do it going forward?
Well, I've been a fan of the Niners since I was 5 years old, about the same amount of time you've been a fan of the Broncos, and they won handily.
Oh, well, every dog has their day.
Yeah, they do.
A broken clock's right twice a day.
And a blind squirrel gets a nut every now and again.
All right, everyone, make it a great day. Thanks for being here.
Happy Mondays.
Yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow.